Well, hello, folks. Well, according to this module on my Power Glove, it's Epic Moment in comic book time. Well, here I am, folks. Here I am. And today it shall be, I feel a little guilty doing just Marvel. So, today, the Epic Moments will be in Superman 423. This is in Mylar, that's why it looks so shiny and you get that glare. And Action Comics 583. Now, before we go into detail, this is around the same time that Crisis on Infinite Earth had just taken. Around this time, Crisis on Infinite Earth had just taken place. When, they were resetting the continuity and, eliminating some characters and stuff. So, this, in essence, was the last issue of Volume 1 of Superman. And so everything was changing, and so they ended everything up and started around either they started new number ones, or they started new number one with this one, and they started changing everything. So yeah, this is like the ending. And folks, guess who it's written by? Guess who writes this? I'll give you a hint. Watchmen. Yep, Alan Moore. He wrote some of this stuff too, so great stuff. And so, why is it epic? Well, as I said, it tells the ending of bad comic. It tells the ending of Superman. This is the ending for Superman. This is how it ends for him. They say it's an imaginary tale, but we could take it that says this is how it ends for him. And it tells how Superman ends, how it ends, how his story ends, which was fantastic in both of these books. This one. And on the journey to ending, well, let's see what happens. Yes, Bizarro finally, the superhero Bizarro, he was never really that much of a threat, but Bizarro comes back insane and crazy, and he kills a bunch of people, and he ends up killing himself because, according to his logic, if Superman, he's supposed to be the opposite of Superman, and if Superman's alive, then he should be dead. So, epic number 1, Bizarro dies. Epic moment number 2, Pete Ross gets killed. Superman's good old buddy dies in this one too. Epic moment number 3, they find out who Superman really is. We find out that everyone finds out Superman is Clark Kent, and he doesn't have a secret identity anymore in this issue. So, Pete Ross dies, Bizarro kills himself, they find out that Superman's Clark Kent, even though I don't know how they could not have, tell the difference. I guess the glasses have some magic powers. Everybody gets attacked in this, and he has to take everyone to the Fortress of Solitude. And in the end of this issue, we find out Superman's gonna die for the Legion of Superheroes. In fact, let me show you some of these awesome stuff that happens. Plus it takes place in the future, where Lois Lane is telling the story of how Superman perished, how he died. And so, what happened to him. And so, anyway, here's what happened here. Here's this crazy Bizarro just destroying everything and, going insane and stuff. Yep, and this is him right here, look. This is where he killed himself. Right in this panel, right there. And according to his logic, if he's the opposite of Superman, if Superman's alive, then he should be dead. So that's one epic moment. Epic moment number 2. Yeah, that's not it. Come on. That's not it. Oh, I'm looking for the death of Pete Ross. Oh, here it is. Come on, Pete Ross. I know you die in this. Oh, anyway, this is how they fire to Superman. Look. Right here at the Daily Bugle, a package comes and BAM! Laser destroys his uniform and he has a costume underneath. Need I say, idiot. If he's Superman, he's really fast. Wouldn't it be smart if he, ran and got the suit? But I guess they probably would have thought he was Superman anyway if nothing happened to him when he got incinerated by lasers. So they find out he's Superman in this panel, and everybody's shocked. he wears a pair of glasses, folks. I mean, how's that fooling anyone? But anyway, and then what else happens in this issue? What's in this package? What's in this package? Look what's in this package. Oh, man. Look what's in this package. Look what's in this package. You see, it's a hand. Who could that be? And it's Pete Ross, dead. Like a jack-in-the-box just pops out. He dies. So yeah. So now we find out Superman's identity. We find out Pete Ross dies. Whew. Bizarro kills himself. And then there's another pretty quick action sequence when Lex Luthor, gets taken over by Brainiac as well. So they're setting up everything up. And then what ends up happening is, well, a bunch of alien invaders, I guess, come, and Superman, of course, stops them. Because it's Kryptonite Man, like all the villains are starting to gather against him. Kryptonite Man, some villains from the 30th century, the fearsome Funsters, actually, those are the people that were never legitimate threats that killed Pete Ross, most of the villains are starting to come and trying to kill him, and so, anyway, they find out his identity, and he takes everybody to the Fortress of Solitude. And then the Legion tells him, you're going to die. So, a lot of that epic stuff. It's Superman 423, folks. Very, very epic stuff happens in this. Superman loses Superman. Pete Ross dies. Bizarro kills himself. They find out Superman's identity. All the villains are gathering up for one final assault to kick his ass. He takes everyone to the Fortress of Solitude, and he finds out he's gonna die. How could that not be epic? And then it continues into 483. Goodbye, Superman. Now, in this issue is the final assault. All the bad guys finally assault the Fortress of Solitude. And, the Justice League are powerless to help them. They try to help them, but it's impregnable because it's like this barrier. And so, pretty much, a lot of things happen. And why is it epic? Well, one, Lana dies. Lana Lang dies. Jimmy Olsen dies. Superman, Lex Luthor dies. Brainiac dies. The Kryptonite Man dies. The person who the actual villain dies, and Superman loses his powers at the end. Spoiler alert, by the way. But yeah, he loses his powers. All this happens in this one issue. And like I said, it's supposed to be an ending for Superman, and my God, it was awesome. If Superman losing his powers, and Lana Lang dying, and Jimmy Olsen dying, and all the villains dying, and all the villains trying to pretty much laying siege upon the Fortress of Solitude is not epic. I don't know what is, folks. Anyway, let me just show you some panels, anyway. She's still talking to the reporter, Lois Lane. And look what happened. Look at some of the action here. Look, this is the impregnable barrier that, come on. Impregnable barrier that these guys can't get through. They're trying, but they can't. And Superman knows that it's coming. And so anyway, they're laying siege upon this. And look at Lana Lang. She gets superpowers to try to, help Superman out. And so does Jimmy Olsen. And, well, here's what happens. Lois Lane, give it Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen credit. They get superpowers, put on suits, they give them superpowers, and they go to try to fight the bad guys. And to their credit, it works. I mean, look at Lex Luthor. Lana Lang actually, out of all the people to give the killing blow to Lex Luthor, Lana Lang killed him. Unbelievable. I figured it would be Superman or, his own doing, but he's pleading for his life right here, and then saying, like, okay, kill me, Brainiac's taking control, and Lana Lang, to her credit, right here in this panel, bam! Kills him, right here, folks. She kills the Lex Luthor. Brainiac is still alive, but Lex Luthor, for all intents and purposes, is dead. Right there. See? Right there. And then after she kills him, look what happens. He ends up dying by one of the people from the 30th century. Right here. Right here. See, he's extending her hand, and bam, he just incinerates her, and she dies. She ends up dying. Unbelievable, folks. So she's dead. She's like incinerated pretty much into dust. So that's her. That's her remains right here, folks. Lana Lang remains right that little steaming pile. So she dies. And then Jimmy Olsen ends up dying. Right here. Look at that. He ends up getting shot. Dies right in this panel. And then his body just crumbles in these upper two panels right here. So he dies. And who kills him? Brainiac. You know, Lex Luthor is dead. And his body's actually starting to go to rigor mortis, starting to stiffen up. He dies, but Brainiac is still in control, and he can still move it before sex. And then, if that's not epic enough, the bad guys finally start laying siege. Bam! They blow to the Fortress of Solitude. And anyway, you know, Perry White and his wife, or ex-wife, or separated, estranged wife, he saves her, they get back together, and then, I forget to mention, Crypto, the dog, died. He sacrificed himself, and I never thought I'd see an epic, you know, a pet die and then have it be epic, but just look what happens. You know, Kryptonite, man. Kryptonite's poisonous to Kryptonians, even the dog. And even though he knows what's gonna happen, Crypto still charges him. Look, he's still charging him. He's going after him right here. Look, and the Kryptonite man, he's just still going to charge him no matter what. And, you know, the Kryptonite man, he's begging for his life. He's begging, like, no, don't you know what's going to happen and Crypto doesn't care. He keeps going, and look, he kills him. Look at him, falling on the ground, lifeless, right there. And in doing so, he sacrifices himself. Right there, Crypto sacrificed himself and died and howls. And, you know, you just had to see this. Let me just put it back a little. Right there, to there, to there. I never thought a pet died would be so damn epic, but man, that was a good one. In addition to this, Superman, they find out that Superman finds out that Lana dies and he goes berserk. Look at that. You heard Lana, no! And so he goes on vengeance, just trying to kill him. And these 30th century people that he's out for the kill. He's not effing around anymore. And here we go. And here we have the death of Brainiac. Look at this. Look at Lex Luthor's body. It's going to rigor mortis already, you know. It's not meant for this world. It's going to rigor mortis. And finally, you know, it finally crumbles. He finally falls, his body. And Brainiac's still trying to go, but eventually he just loses power. And so the bad guy siege is over, as it appears, but then you find out who the true villain is. And here's the true villain. And I swear to God, folks, I don't know how to pronounce his name. But let me just tell you what his name is. His name is, let me spell it out. It's Mxyzptlk. That's how you spell his name. If anyone knows how to pronounce that name, and I'll see if I can try to get it right there. Where is it? Come on. I'm looking for the name to see if someone can help me pronounce this, because it's just so difficult to pronounce. I mean, seriously, folks. Nope. Oh, you. MTL, oh my god, his name is just insane to pronounce, folks. Anyway, he's the same guy who initiated the race against, you know, Wally West and Superman. He's that same guy, and according to him, he's like immortal, and he's from another dimension. Superman's virtually powerless because he's like magic. And he's immortal, and he's tired of doing good deeds, he's tired of doing that, and he wants to, his goal is pretty much to spend a century doing evil deeds, killing a bunch of people, setting everything in. He's the one who set everything in motion. This guy right there. He's the one who set everything in motion, right there, from the villains to everything to kill Superman. I swear, man, because he's bored and he's trying to be evil for like half a century, and this guy is almighty powerful, trust me on this. And so anyway, he's charging Superman, and before the Legion of Superheroes, you know, said that Superman was gonna die in this issue, they gave him a nice little statue, right? They give him a nice statue right here. And if you notice, the statue is holding something, so they were actually giving them a hint. And pretty much what happens is, this little jerk right here, he's gonna destroy Superman, but Superman holds up that little thing in his fortress, and he ends up killing him. He traps him in between two zones, and that ends up pulling him apart and killing him. So much for immortality. And what happens at the end is that Superman lives. He survives the onslaught, but at the same time, though, he goes out on his own terms. He realizes that he intended to kill this guy. He was too powerful to let live, but he's so distraught that, he decides to strip of his own powers. And what does he do? He walked into gold kryptonite, folks. And if you don't know, gold kryptonite strips Superman of his powers permanently. He walks into gold kryptonite and bam, over. He ends it. And so when the Justice League finally get through, you see the dead bodies, you see everything, and Superman has disappeared and gone. And that ends the story of Superman. Great 2 issues. And in fact, let me show you the end right here. They have a son, Lois Lane, and her husband, I believe, I can't remember his name. What's his name? I can't remember. Joe, something like that. And look what happens. Look at the child, though. Look at the child that they have. Look, you see that? He's playing with coal right here, right? Like right here, he's playing with coal. And then look what happened. Look what he releases. He's squeezing it, and look, it's a diamond, folks. And that tells you everything you need to know right here. And then this guy winks right here, her husband. That tells you everything you need to know. That tells you that Superman didn't die. Lois Lane married Superman, and that their son has superpowers like Superman. That tells you everything you need to know, that Superman did live happily ever after. And there you go. There's the ending of Superman. Yeah, there's the ending of Superman. On why, again, let's recap. Why is it so epic? Well, let's see. Pete Ross dies. They find out Clark Kent is Superman in this issue. The heroes, the Bizarro kills himself. The heroes are slowly gathering to mount an assault on the Fortress of Solitude. And it shows some good, epic panels. Well, not Bizarro dying, that was epic, but let's show this one. What? Clark Kent, Superman? What? How could we have not seen it? Those glasses, of course. If we took those glasses, we would have known. And then, look, wait. Let's show the panel where Pete Ross is dead. Pete Ross, like a jack-in-the-box. No! Pete Ross! Yeah, it was good stuff, folks. So anyway, in this issue, and then this one, which is the money issue. If you can only get 2 of these, get this one. This is awesome. So again, let's go recap the epic things that happened. Bizarro kills himself. They find out Clark Kent's Superman. Lex Luthor gets paired up with Brainiac, which again is maybe not epic, but Pete Ross dies. The heroes, almost all the supervillains are gathering to attack Superman. All in 423, folks. And then let's go to Action Comics. And then the second part to Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow story arc. Why is it epic? Okay, let's see what happens in this. Lana Lang dies. Jimmy Olsen dies. Crypto, the dog, sacrifices himself and dies. He kills Crypto. I said it again, I'll say it before, I say it again. I never thought a super dog, a pet dying would be so epic, but they pulled it off. What can you say? Alan Moore is a genius. He is a genius, folks. And let's see, Crypto dies, Jimmy Olsen dies, so Lana Lang dies, Brainiac dies, Lex Luthor dies. It was pretty cool seeing Brainiac trying to control his body when it's going to rigor mortis. So all those die. That villain, God, I wish I knew how to pronounce his name, folks. It's just an insanely amount how to pronounce his name. I mean, God, I really wish I could pronounce his name, folks. It's just, well, let's see. I found his name. Let's see. I don't know if you can read that, folks. It's right here in this little balloon. If you can read it, and if you know how to pronounce his name, please tell me, because I have no idea. Anyway, all those die. Superman kills him. Superman kills that guy's name I can't pronounce. he strips himself of his own powers, and then at the end you find out that that guy that Lois Lane is married to is Superman. They have a son that's superpowered, and he lives happily ever after. And so much things happen. There's so many things that happen in these two books. So many epic stuff. So much epic moments in this two books, folks. And I'm telling you, and they're very non-expensive either. Like, I went to a comic book store on my day off, found this for $5, bought it, don't regret it. I got this for $3, bought it, don't regret it. Great issues, folks. Great issues. So much epic stuff happens in here. And if you're gonna tell like the perfect ending to Superman, these two issues are how you do it. It's just phenomenal, folks. So anyway, the two issues. Superman 423 and Action Comics 583. Whatever Happened to the Man Tomorrow, written in part by Alan Moore. Great epic stuff. And let me just show my favorite part, and I can't believe my favorite part is when Crypto dies. I mean, look at that, folks. Zack the dog. Talk about a loyal dog right there. Just look at that. And let's show a few other stuff. Let's show when Lana Lang dies. And look at that. Lana Lang and Jimmy Olsen all in one. All of them die. I mean, Superman, all this epic stuff. Again, folks, if you have the chance, pick this up. I mean, a ton of supervillains die. A lot of the good guys die. You get an ending to Superman. These two issues. Right here. Superman 423 and Action Comics 43. Great epic stuff, folks. Pick this up. And that's another installment of epic moments in comic books. And I'm HitmanVonDoom punching out. That's my catchphrase. Nobody make fun. And have a good one, guys.